What if I told you that a single missile costing just $15 million could destroy a $13 billion American supercarrier? 5,000 American sons and daughters. 80 of the most advanced fighter jets ever built. A floating city stretching longer than 3 football fields. Gone. Not in hours. Not in minutes. In seconds. China has developed a weapon the world has never seen before. A missile that launches from a truck, travels faster than any bullet, crosses 1,000 miles of ocean, and lands directly on a moving ship. The Pentagon calls it the most dangerous threat to the U.S. Navy since World War II. China calls it the carrier killer. And today you are going to learn exactly how it works. I am going to show you something the mainstream media will not tell you. Stay until the end because the final missile we will discuss could change the entire balance of global power. Welcome to Trendscope Global. Let us begin. To understand why these missiles matter, you need to understand one simple truth. For the past 75 years, America has controlled the world's oceans. And the crown jewel of that control? The aircraft carrier. Right now, the United States operates 11 nuclear-powered supercarriers. No other country has more than 2. Each carrier can launch over 150 airstrikes per day. It carries enough fuel, food, and ammunition to operate for months without ever touching land. When America sends a carrier strike group to your region, the message is clear. We can destroy you, and there is nothing you can do about it. For decades that was true. But in 1996 something happened that changed everything. China was conducting military exercises near Taiwan. Missiles were flying. Tensions were exploding. And then President Bill Clinton sent 2 American carrier strike groups straight into the Taiwan Strait. China had no response. They backed down, publicly humiliated. That moment, that single moment, created the weapons we are about to discuss. Beijing made a decision. Never again. They would build missiles specifically designed to keep American carriers 1,000 miles away from Chinese shores. And after 25 years of secret development, they succeeded. Let us start with the weapon that started it all. The Dongfeng 21 Delta, DF-21D. This missile entered service around 2010 and it immediately made history. It was the world's first anti-ship ballistic missile. Nothing like it had ever existed. Let me explain why that is significant. Traditional anti-ship missiles fly low over the water. They are relatively slow. Ships can detect them, track them, and shoot them down. The DF-21D is completely different. It launches straight up like a space rocket. It exits the atmosphere. Then it comes screaming back down at speeds exceeding Mach 10. That is 7,600 miles per hour. At that speed, from the moment radar detects it, a ship has maybe 90 seconds to respond. But here is the real problem. The carrier is not standing still. It is moving at 30+ knots. It is zigzagging. It is trying to be unpredictable. Hitting a moving ship from 1,000 miles away with a missile traveling at 10 times the speed of sound. That is like trying to hit a cockroach with a sniper rifle from 50 miles away while blindfolded. Sounds impossible, right? China solved it. The DF-21D uses a combination of satellite tracking, over-the-horizon radar, and onboard sensors. During its final descent, the terminal phase, it can actually maneuver. It adjusts its trajectory based on real-time targeting data. It finds the carrier, locks on, and strikes. One missile, one hit, potentially 5,000 casualties. Quick note. If you are finding this information valuable, hit that subscribe button right now. We break down global military developments every single week and you do not want to miss what is coming. Now let us talk about the upgrade. The DF-21D had a limitation. 1,000 miles. Maybe 1,100. That sounds like a lot, but for military planners it created a safe zone. American carriers could operate beyond that range. They could still launch aircraft. Still project power, just from farther away. China's answer? The DF-26. This missile changes the entire game. Range approximately 2,500 miles. Some estimates say 3,000. Let me put that in perspective. Guam, America's most important military base in the Western Pacific, is about 1,800 miles from mainland China. With the DF-26, Guam is now a target. That is why Western intelligence agencies gave this missile a nickname, the Guam Killer. But here is what makes military planners truly nervous. The DF-26 is not just an anti-ship weapon. It has dual capability. It can carry a conventional warhead or a nuclear warhead. Now imagine this scenario. American radar detects a DF-26 launch. It is heading toward a carrier strike group or maybe toward Guam. Is it nuclear? Is it conventional? You have about 12 minutes to decide. Do you shoot it down and risk escalation? Do you wait and risk annihilation? This ambiguity is intentional. It is part of China's strategy. And there is another problem. These missiles are mobile. They are launched from trucks called transporter erector launchers or TELs. China has hundreds of these trucks. They move constantly. They hide in tunnels. They appear, launch, and disappear within minutes. Finding them before they fire is nearly impossible. Destroying them after they fire is pointless. The missile is already in the air. Now we enter territory that is less publicly known. The DF-19. This missile was first observed around 2023 and information about it remains classified. But here is what defense analysts believe. The DF-19 is likely a modernized medium-range system. Think of it as the DF-21D's younger, faster, smarter brother. What makes it different? First, speed. Reports suggest even faster terminal velocity than previous variants. Second, precision. Improved guidance systems, better sensors, higher accuracy. Third, survivability. Advanced countermeasures designed specifically to defeat American missile defense systems. But the most important upgrade might be hypersonic glide technology. Let me explain. Traditional ballistic missiles follow a predictable arc. They go up, they come down. Radar can calculate where they will land. A hypersonic glide vehicle is different. After launch, instead of arcing through space, it glides along the edge of the atmosphere. Can turn, can dive, can change direction. Tracking it becomes exponentially harder. Intercepting it becomes nearly impossible. The DF-19 may incorporate this technology, making it one of the most difficult missiles in the world to stop. Real quick, drop a comment below and tell me, do you think American carriers can survive in a war with China? I want to hear your honest opinion. I read every single comment. Alright, now let us talk about the weapon that has the Pentagon most concerned. Everything we have discussed so far has been leading to this. The DF-27. This missile represents China's most advanced anti-ship capability. And honestly, it is frightening. Let us break down what we know. Range. Estimated at 5,000 miles. Possibly more. 5,000 miles. That means a missile launched from central China could strike a carrier operating near Hawaii. Let that sink in. American carriers would not just be pushed out of the Western Pacific. They would be at risk across the entire ocean. Speed. Hypersonic throughout the entire flight. We are talking Mach 10 to Mach 15 maintained continuously. Current American interceptor missiles. The SM-3, the SM-6, THAAD. They were designed for traditional ballistic threats. They calculate where a missile will be and fly to intercept it. Against a maneuvering hypersonic glider moving at 10,000 miles per hour, the math does not work. The target moves faster than the interceptor can adjust. And here is the strategic nightmare scenario that war planners discuss behind closed doors. China launches a coordinated strike. Not one missile. Not 5 missiles.
50 missiles.
Maybe 100. A mix of DF-21D, DF-26, and DF-27. Some are decoys. Some are real. All are moving at hypersonic speeds. All are maneuvering independently. American defense systems face an impossible task. Track everything. Prioritize threats. Intercept all of them. Miss one and a carrier dies. This is what military strategists call a salvo competition. And right now China is winning. So is it hopeless? Can American carriers even survive? Not necessarily. But it requires adaptation. The U.S. Navy is responding on multiple fronts. First, distributed operations. Instead of concentrating power in carrier strike groups, the Navy is experimenting with spreading ships across wider areas. More targets. Harder to hit all of them. Second, electronic warfare. Jamming systems that can disrupt missile guidance. Decoys that create false radar signatures, blinding the missile's eyes. Third, directed energy weapons. Lasers. High-powered microwaves. Weapons that can engage targets at the speed of light with unlimited ammunition. These systems are being tested right now on Navy ships. Fourth, longer-range aircraft. The Navy is developing unmanned aircraft with ranges exceeding 1,000 miles. This allows carriers to stay farther from danger while still projecting power. But here is the honest truth. These solutions are still developing. They are not fully operational. They have not been tested in combat. And China is not standing still. They are improving their missiles every single year. It is a race. And right now the finish line is unclear. Step back for a moment. What does all of this mean for you, for your family, for the world? It means the era of unchallenged American naval dominance is ending. It means any future conflict over Taiwan, over the South China Sea, over Pacific territories will be far more dangerous than anything we have seen since World War II. It means the cost of military intervention is no longer just dollars. It is potentially thousands of American lives lost in minutes. And it means both nations face a terrifying choice. Find a way to coexist or risk a war that neither side can truly win. That is the reality we face today. China's carrier killer missiles have not been fired in anger. America's defenses have not been truly tested. But both sides are preparing for a conflict they hope never comes. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think American carriers are obsolete, or can they adapt and survive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I personally read and respond to as many as I can. If this video taught you something new, smash that like button. It takes 1 second and it helps us reach more people who care about global security. Share this video with someone who needs to understand what is really happening in the Pacific. And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives into military technology and geopolitics. I am Trendscope Global. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay aware. We will see you in the next one.